Good afternoon. I am Monse Fuentes, Executive Vice President and Provost, and I want to welcome you to this campus forum focused on academics and the classroom. As you know, this is the fourth in a series of 10 forums on 5 key topics related to our plans for the fall 2020 semester. With me today, I have Tanya Uden-Holman, Associate Provost for Undergraduate Education and Dean of University College. She will talk about our plans related to health and distance practices in the classroom, as well as resources for faculty as they convert courses for online delivery. She would also talk about course delivery plans and classroom planning. I know I can also speak for Tanya when I say that after these months of being apart and so many weeks of planning, we are very excited to be talking today about finally coming back together in person as an academic community. We are so eager to have our students back on campus and to give them the opportunity to experience the University of Iowa, even as we recognize that that experience is going to look different in many ways from what we are used to. One thing that is certain is that we are and will remain focused on excellence, and we are dedicated to providing the highest quality education to our students. So we are very pleased to have this opportunity to share some important information with you about our academic plans for the fall and to respond to questions you have submitted, integrating answers as part of the presentation. I will start us off with some general comments, but before I continue, I want to take this opportunity to say to every member of the university community who is watching, thank you. It is because of the tremendous efforts of faculty, staff, and students that we were able to transition so quickly and successfully to online instruction in the spring and summer. And it will be your dedication, patience, and resilience that will allow us to come back together this fall. I especially want to thank our faculty who have worked so hard to make sure we continue to deliver a world-class educational experience for our students. Faculty, your efforts have been heroic, and I cannot thank you enough for your ongoing commitment to the university and to your students. Now, let's take a look at our academic plans for the fall. Ben, the first slide, please. We are set to resume on-campus, in-person classes on August 24th, which is our original planned start date. This was a very carefully considered choice that gives us maximum time to plan for an effective reopening and also minimizes disruption for students who have summer internships and other commitments. The last day of classes will be December 11th, followed by a week of finals, with the semester officially ending on December 18th, which again was the originally planned semester closing date. So we have not changed our academic calendar. We will, however, make one important adjustment, which will be to move to online instruction after Thanksgiving, that is starting November 30th, in order to minimize the potential spread of COVID-19 due to the Thanksgiving holiday travel. Final exams will be delivered remotely, and exceptions will be made for clinical and experiential activities on a case-by-case basis. Next slide, please. Student support services, such as the libraries and advising, will remain available throughout the semester. It is key to understand that as a guiding principle for us, the safety and well-being of our students and all members of the UI community will always be our priority. But we know how crucial it is for students, especially new students, to form connections with their peers and with their faculty and staff mentors. And we must do all we can to facilitate those connections safely. This is especially important for new students. For that reason, we will prioritize face-to-face instruction as much as possible throughout the fall semester. But as we do this, we will always maintain a focus on safety. We will limit the number of students in classrooms in order to allow physical spacing, and we will use a combination of online and face-to-face instruction to maximize the use of large classrooms. I also want to emphasize that it will be absolutely crucial that all of us, students, faculty, staff, and visitors to campus, show care and respect for one another by exercising physical distancing, wearing masks, and following any additional guidelines that may be shared during this semester to ensure the safety of all members of our community. During this unusual time, we have a unique and important opportunity to demonstrate how much we care about each other as a Hawkeye family. End of slides, please. In short, we are thrilled to be welcoming students back to campus, and we are committed to creating a fantastic educational experience for them this fall. We will continue to provide the excellent instruction students know to expect from the University of Iowa. At the same time, we can assure students, their families, and all members of our university community that everything we are doing it safely, based on good data, careful preparation, and readiness to be flexible. I want to take this opportunity to thank the many people who are working so hard to make all of this possible. There are staff who are working hard to respond to questions from parents, students, staff, and faculty. And as I'm sure you can imagine, there have been many questions. Many individuals have worked tirelessly to convert our in-person orientation to a virtual format, including staff from orientation, academic advising, ITS, and admissions, and who are now virtually meeting one-on-one with our incoming students to ensure their experience is as personalized as possible. And there are all other staff who are working so hard as we plan our return to campus, classroom scheduling, facilities management, the Office of Teaching, Learning and Technology, distance and online education, and collegiate partners, just to name a few. The dedication of our staff truly shows the Hawkeye spirit of coming together to get things done. Thank you, all of you, so much for everything you're doing. That's a high-level overview of the academic plan for fall 2020. Now I will turn it over to Tanya Holman to discuss more specifics about academic plans for the fall semester.
Thank you, Provost Fuentes. I'll have the next slide, please. I'd like to begin by spending a few minutes reflecting back on the spring semester. Our faculty did a great job of pivoting to a virtual environment in a very short period of time. However, we knew it was important to ask students for feedback on their experiences during the spring semester so we could identify lessons learned, both what went well and opportunities for improvement. There were two main ways we obtained feedback from across campus: the ACE Supplement Survey and the Pandemic Response Survey. I'll briefly review each survey. However, if you'd like more information, you can visit the websites listed on the screen. Additionally, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the Office of Assessment for their work on implementing the surveys. I'd also like to thank the staff from the Office of Assessment, Center for Teaching, and Distance and Online Education for reviewing and coding all the open-ended questions that were included in the surveys. As you can imagine, this was quite an undertaking and they did a great job. The first survey I'll discuss is the ACE supplement. ACE, or Assessing the Classroom Environment, is the evaluation of teaching survey that students complete at the end of each semester. Because of the unique nature of the spring semester, we wanted to ask additional questions of our students that were specifically focused on the transition to virtual instruction. The responses represented a cross-section of all enrolled students, including undergraduate, graduate, and professional. Among the 1,700 students who responded, nearly 75% described the support they received for the transition as very good or adequate. Students also were invited to respond to open-ended questions, which asked about what were the most important things that helped them and suggestions for improvement. We'll review the themes identified in just a moment. We also conducted the Pandemic Response Survey, which included questions for undergraduate students about their future plans regarding enrollment for the fall of 2020, concerns that they had, feedback on communication, faculty commitment, and campus community, as well as what helped them the most and their greatest challenges. Subgroups of students were also asked questions about academic support, student support, and virtual instruction. More than 3,700 students responded. Next slide, please. In looking across the two surveys, student perceptions were better than we might have expected, but not as positive as we might have hoped. Students had mixed experiences. Few students reported only positive or only negative experiences. Additionally, students thought faculty needed more support for virtual instruction. Finally, use of technology was expressed as a concern more often than access to technology. I think part of the reason for this is that ITS, in collaboration with the Dean of Students Office and colleges, did a very good job for students who express needing a laptop to take home with them after spring break. They worked very hard to make sure that that was available to students. The survey results were also clear. For students, there is no substitute for meaningful engagement with faculty. Good practices used in in-person classes should also be applied by instructors when conducting virtual instruction. Additionally, students recognize that there aren't one-size-fits-all solutions. These are important lessons learned that we will want to carry over as we continue to plan for the fall semester. And finally, the challenges external to courses significantly affected students' ability to meet course requirements and responsibilities. COVID-19 led to major stressors for students. They were ill, family and friends were ill, some students were laid off from their jobs, and others had parents who were laid off. To me, this really stresses that we will need to continue as a campus community to be mindful of the ongoing impact of COVID. Next slide. Keeping in mind the importance of providing support for faculty as they prepare for fall semester, the Department of Distance and Online Education in University College and ITS's Office of Teaching, Learning, and Technology partnered to create the Remote Instruction Team. The Remote Instruction Team has developed the From Pandemic to Planned webpage, and the website is presented on the slide. As you can see, there's a wide range of assistance available, including individual consulting. We have a number of instructional designers on the distance and online education team, and they have great expertise in working with faculty, and they're there to do that one-on-one consulting. Virtual workshops, course templates for ICON, which is our learning management system. We know that instructors probably don't have all of the equipment they need at home if they want to record lectures from there, so media kits are available for checkout that include portable green screens, high-quality microphones, small lighting kits, and web cameras for instructors to create their own media content. Additionally, as we come back to campus, there will be expanded studio space in distance and online education, where instructors can record lectures with support from media staff. And please note that appropriate physical distancing and cleaning will take priority. Next slide, please. If you go to the Pandemic to Planned link, which I've provided again at the bottom of this slide, it will take you to this screen, and you can find upcoming workshops, watch recordings of previous workshops by clicking the hyperlink, and I believe there's also a hyperlink to some podcasts that were done by faculty who were reflecting on their spring experience. Next slide, please. On this slide, there are examples of workshops available to help instructors and teaching assistants to prepare for teaching online. These workshops include preparing for virtual teaching and learning, using ICON to deliver a well-structured course, which is especially important in an online environment, creating an engaging synchronous classroom via Zoom, creating online engagement with discussion forums, online assessments, which is an area we've been getting questions on. And so in order to assist with that, The team has some different strategies available to think about how best to assess student learning in an online environment. And finally, new teaching assistant orientation. This is something we've been getting questions about, so I wanted to assure everyone that there will definitely be an orientation. It will just take place virtually versus in person. And of course, one of the positives about using Zoom is that we're not limited by physical space. So I'm guessing that if there are current teaching assistants who would like some additional tips on working in this online environment, that they would be welcome as well. I hope that faculty and teaching assistants participating in today's forum will look into the range of workshops and other support available from the remote instruction team. If you're not sure where to get started, you can complete the request a consultation form, and please note that the remote instruction team will be there to help you. Next slide. Next, I'd like to turn to our course delivery plans. The university is committed to the well-being of its student, faculty, and staff, and is implementing recommended best practices for limiting exposure to COVID-19 in a campus setting. And that context has informed the development of our course delivery plans. In order to decrease the number of students and faculty in our buildings, and in our larger classrooms specifically, course sections with enrollments of 50 or more students will generally be moved to an online format. The default for online courses is live instruction, which we also call synchronous instruction. However, departments may indicate if recorded materials, asynchronous, or a blended approach, which uses both synchronous and asynchronous, is preferred. However, we are stressing to faculty the importance of students having the opportunity for live interaction with faculty and other students. And since that's a question we've been receiving, I just want to take a minute to say, please know that we know how important that is, and we're really making that much stressed when our remote instruction team works with faculty and teaching assistants. As noted by Provost Fuentes in her opening remarks, face-to-face instruction has been prioritized for courses with fewer than 50 students. Although we know that making connections with faculty and other students is important to all of our students, no matter their year of study, it is especially important for those first-year students. Therefore, classes prioritized for in-person instruction include those for first-year students, discussion sections for general education courses, as well as classes that are more uniquely challenging to teach virtually, such as lab courses, hands-on studio arts, and dance, to name but a few. I would note that a number of our courses are set up with a lecture discussion format. For these courses, the lectures, which are almost always larger than 50 students, will move online, while the discussion sections, which are usually less than 50 students, will be prioritized for in-person instruction. As has been announced, all courses will be taught virtually after Thanksgiving break. Clinical and experiential activities will be addressed on a program-by-program basis. As been made very clear in the past several weeks, it is very challenging to chart the path of the virus, and I anticipate this will be the case through the fall semester. Therefore, it is critical that all faculty be prepared to move their course to a virtual environment should the spread of the virus necessitate. Next slide. A number of questions we've received have revolved around courses with less than 50 enrollments. Although we have prioritized course sections with less than 50 students for in-person instruction, there are several special instances we are taking into account. In some instances, where pedagogy necessitates, courses with less than 50 enrollments may be taught with a hybrid modality of in-person and online learning. For example, the course might meet 2 days a week in person and by live Zoom meeting the other 2 days of the week. Or a course might be offered fully online. For example, if you have a small graduate course that's seminar style with lots of work in small groups, it might work better to have it meet as a Zoom session since students would not be able to sit close together in a classroom. I know this summer I'm teaching a graduate level course, and we found it's a very small course, and we found that Zoom works very well. And we've been able to use the Zoom breakout groups to really simulate that in-person time that students spend together. Additionally, because of COVID-19 health concerns, some students and instructors will require online courses. The online sections would also be available for international students who are unable to travel to the United States, as well as others who may prefer their studies in an online format. Finally, if classrooms are not available due to physical distancing requirements, additional courses may need to be converted to online. Another area that we've received questions about have to do with office hours. Faculty and teaching assistants will have office hours throughout the semester as usual. They can choose if they want to hold office hours virtually or in person. However, depending on the specific situation, exceptions to that choice might need to be made. After Thanksgiving, there will still be office hours, but we anticipate they will only be virtual. Next slide. We have also received questions regarding classroom planning. We're very fortunate to have a classroom scheduling team who has experience in working under extraordinary circumstances. Renee Hauser, who is leading our classroom scheduling efforts, was the point person in rescheduling courses during the flood of 2008. And for those of you who were here during that time, you know that we had to be very creative in terms of where classes were held. I'd like to thank Renee and her classroom scheduling team for all their work on planning for fall semester. It is a significant undertaking. I'd also like to thank the registrar's Maui support team for their assistance with the course registration adjustments. The colleges have also played a key role in this process, and their work is greatly appreciated. Classroom scheduling and campus partners have been working together to identify additional spaces in which to hold classes. As noted in the Steps Forward document, campus has been directed to move virtual meetings during the fall semester, and the enrollment limit on events is currently set at 50. This gives us the opportunity to use some of these spaces that would typically be used for meetings or events for classes. We've identified meeting rooms in the Iowa Memorial Union, as well as the University Capitol Center to use as classrooms, and there are certainly other spaces on campus as well. We are also looking at spaces such as the ballrooms in the Iowa Memorial Union that may work for dance courses or others that require more space to spread out. The creativity of campus has been wonderful to see. It's very much an all hands on deck approach as we work together as a campus to think about possible spaces that might work for instruction. Departments just finished updating their course information to help inform the classroom reassignment process. We would encourage students to check MyUI frequently as the schedule continues to evolve and course information is updated. We hope to have the majority of all classroom assignments completed by Friday, July 17th. Classrooms will be modified to account for distancing practices. For example, indicating appropriate chairs for use in classrooms with signage, marking off seats in auditoriums, and blocking off the first several rows in an auditorium to allow greater distance between instructors and students. We also anticipate in classrooms with movable tables and chairs, taking out extra tables and chairs so they're really de-densify those classrooms and to really make it easier to indicate where individuals should be sitting. University classrooms will be outfitted with additional cameras and audiovisual equipment. Finally, we're looking to develop videos of what to expect in the classroom. For example, how will the sound be when you wear a face mask while teaching? We're also considering setting up a model classroom to show faculty and others what a classroom is like with fewer chairs and tables or with certain seats blocked off. And we could also record these as well. Next slide. Next, I'm going to touch on some of the health and distancing practices as they relate to the classroom. The university is requiring face coverings to be worn in all campus buildings, including classrooms, to protect the health of both students and instructors. When social distancing is not possible in a classroom due to permanently located equipment, or in courses that have special requirements, masks and face shields will be required. Faculty and students will receive return to campus kits, which will include 2 cloth face masks, 2 disposable face masks, and a face shield. Additionally, plans are being developed to provide physical barriers such as clear plastic panels between students and instructors. Next slide. We will be following CDC guidelines for cleaning and disinfecting. Hand sanitizer will be available in each classroom, along with cleaning supplies that can be used by students, faculty, and staff. Next slide. Before turning the presentation back to Provost Fuentes, I wanted to spend just a few minutes on international programs, including study abroad. As you know, study abroad worked very hard to ensure the safe return of all of our students who were abroad during the spring semester and that they could complete their coursework virtually. In regard to health, safety, and risk management, International Programs has a rolling schedule for review of travel risk and programming. They are in regular communication with government and private sector analysts for ongoing risk assessment and mitigation worldwide. And finally, when students are able to travel abroad again, please know that we have mandatory student travel registration processes, and they're enrolled in the Iowa Region's Cultural Insurance Services International Program. Finally, although students will not be studying abroad during the fall semester, International Programs has online global internships available for students. These low-cost, high-impact experiences are going so well that they're looking to continue them post-COVID. And with that, I'd like to turn it back over to Provost Fuentes. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Tanya, for sharing all that information and for all the incredible work you have been doing to help us get ready for the fall. Now, I will share with you a couple of frequently asked questions that were also shared in previous forums. Ben, could you please share slides? Will the University of Iowa refund a part of my tuition if some of my classes are online? No, because the tuition covers the ongoing operations, and that includes preparation and development of courses regardless of modality of teaching, retaining the faculty and staff who are essential to provide quality of instruction and student support services. Is the university going to be online for the spring semester? We plan to be face-to-face, but we need to remain flexible and to be able to respond based on the number of COVID-19 cases. Next slide, please. I want to thank everyone again for joining us today. We will continue to watch for your questions submitted to uicoronavirusquestions@uiowa.edu. End of slides, please. Most of all, I want to thank all of you out there again for your patience and for being flexible and willing to work with us to make sure that when we come back together in August, we do so as safely as possible. We cannot wait to see you then. And with this, we conclude our forum.